Hey there, welcome back to the vlog. Just heading up for a walk around the park at the moment with Annalise here, and we're going to go take some photos. The reason we're taking these photos is, first of all, I'm going to take a photo that's on a pretty mundane kind of angle that most people with a camera would take. You know, that's just picking it up and getting something quick at eye level that covers the subject without really putting too much effort or thought into it. You know, the kind of quick snap that everybody gets. And then I'm going to take another photo of the same thing, but I'm going to do it on a slightly different angle and make it happen a bit differently to try and pull something else out and make the photo snap a bit more. Basically, it's a way of exploring what's around you and looking at things differently and capturing that. Okay, let's go and see what we can find. Okay, we just found the first thing we're going to get a quick shot of, which is this rather neat little tree stump cut off down on the ground here. So just going to take a few snaps of that. First of all, here's the shots that somebody walking past might look at and think, well, that's nice, and take a photo of. And then we're going to get down on some different angles and have a better look at it. Now I'm taking all these photos using RAW, so we should at least get the same high quality image out of all of them. What I'm going to do is get down on the ground a bit and start taking some detail photos. There's a little bit of moss just growing up down in here as well, which is quite neat. And there's that really cool radial pattern around here, so I'm just going to try to get a shot of that. Okay, that's cool. That's a few interesting shots of that. We'll go on and find something else now. So there's these leaves sticking up on a branch up here, sort of pointing out in the middle of nowhere. And on the right angle on that one, we'll be able to sort of see quite a long distance background and get some interesting depth of field on it. So I'm going to take a few quick snaps of that as well. That's quite neat. That's just a slightly different shot, getting the sun flaring from behind the leaves. So just turning around and getting something from the other side as well is quite a good way of having a different look at things. What I was doing just there with the flower and putting my hand up where the flower was sometimes something like the flower doesn't have enough definition in itself to capture the autofocus. So if I put my hand out there, the autofocus sees the lines between my fingers and focuses on that. So I can just half press the shutter to do the autofocus, then take my hand away and then take the snap. That's a really good way of tricking the autofocus into going where you want it to be. Here's another great shot that everybody likes to get, where we've got a bit of a stream down here and there's some ruined piling where there used to be a bridge or something along that line. So what I'm going to do is take a couple of shots from the safety of the path up here next to us, and then I'm going to get down and get some different angles on it as well. while I'm down here, I've actually found that there's some really nice shots coming up along these rocks here that I'd never have seen from up on the path as well. So I'm going to get a few photos of that. So over here we've got this interesting boat that's been sitting here for at least 14 years that I know of. So what I've done is what I'll do now is I'll just take a quick shot of the boat from square on to show where it is, and then I'll go get some different angles and different focal depths and stuff like that on it as well to show you how you can shoot in a bit more interesting way. Fits into the realm of the mundane as a fence, and there's one just over here behind us, and the great thing is it's a really old fence and all of the slats in it have deteriorated a bit, and there's quite a bit of wear and tear along it and things like that, and it's moved quite a bit. So I'm just going to go get a couple of photos of that on different angles as well, and that urban decay kind of thing is just absolutely brilliant for photography. There we go, got some quite nice shots, and they're a bit different to what you might normally expect as well, and certainly different to walking past and just taking a photo of the fence. So we'll carry on again. And while we're talking about the mundane, you really can't get much more mundane than a piece of tarmac and tar seal on the road. But also there's so much happening in a piece of tarmac. I can see here lichen, I've got blocks of tar, there's all sorts of things, and no doubt there's a few blood stains along here as well from over time. There's all sorts of things on the road that are fun, even manhole covers, because most of these things are really old and deteriorated as well, and it's that aging and things that sort of tells a story all in itself, or creates the possibility of a lot of stories. So that's worth photographing as far as I'm concerned.
It looks like gum or something.
Actually, a really good example of a story in tarmac is I was working in a building in town about 7 or 8 years ago, and I was working on a Saturday morning, and one of my managers was there, and a storm came over and we saw this massive lightning strike come down between the trolley cables, and it left this melted patch in the middle of the tarmac, which is still there. So I can still go past and see this patch, this round circle on the ground about 4 inches, 6 inches wide, where the lightning hit down and melted the tar. It's not somewhere that they've resurfaced yet. That's a cool story. So when I go out looking for photos, I'm looking at the same things and I'm going to the same places as everybody else. But when I look at something that I'm going to take a photo of or want to record, I have a closer look at it, and I have a look and see what is it that really attracts my attention. But anyway, what it is I look at, I focus on something in the object that I'm going to photograph, and I go in and I take a more detailed look at that. I get in really close and tight on it, because nobody really wants a photo of a whole tree very often. What you're looking at is the texture of the tree, the knots in the branch and the trunk. You're looking at things that have happened to the tree over time, damage that's occurred to it, aging where it's been cut and that sort of thing. And that's the stuff that's interesting. So going and getting a study of a dozen photos like that is far more interesting than one photo of a whole tree. Hey, this is a cool shot. Sometimes wide shots are cool too. Or what you can do, so you can just take a photo of the whole street like this from head height. Head height's always one of the worst places to take a photo as far as I'm concerned. Or what you can do is you can fold out your really awesome little tripod and put that down on the ground. A completely different way again. Anyway. Okay, I'm back now, and I've been cutting that together and having a look at a lot of the photographs we've taken. It really makes a big difference on the composition of your photo when you get in close and look at the things that are part of what you might normally photograph. So it's very common for people to take a wide shot to get everything in the whole scene, but not very often do people get in and look at things from a different angle or cut into detail on something, you know, that one little bit of something that actually catches your eye and makes it special. It's like photographs of people as well. You know, you always get this shot of everybody across, but if you get in close and get profile shots of individuals, and basically getting in and finding a focus point for your photo so that you're actually telling a story and you're taking a photo of something, not just a space. That's what really makes a difference for me. Anyway, that's all I've got for today. I hope you enjoyed the photos. I hope you've learnt something from it. I'm going to do a few more things like this. If there's something specific you'd like me to focus on or talk about, please leave a comment below. If you liked any of the photos in here, let me know about them as well, and also post links to any other photos and stuff you're taking. Really keen on seeing what other people are doing. Okay, have a good evening. See you later.